And we're back.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, you know what? I texted you right after last week's episode.
Yeah.
Last week was, I think, our 5-year anniversary.
Yeah, we're so stupid. And I even as I was putting episode 260, that seems like a lot, it seems like a round number, but it did not occur to me. That is crazy though. 5 years is crazy because I always think that means it's kind of scary when those years pile up because it means so many things. It's like that's 5 years post COVID, right?
Well,
because we started this during COVID.
Yes.
Didn't we?
Well, yes, 5 years. We went through COVID doing this.
Right. Since the beginning of COVID, I guess 5 years. And then also 5 years, more than 5 years since I moved to Portland. And I still, 5 years is so it's probably closer to 6 years since I moved to Portland. And I still think of myself as the new guy in Portland. Isn't that bizarre? But I have no feeling of ownership of the city at all.
Yeah.
It's my town. Hey, this is my town. Portland, it's where Andrew lives.
I'm Andrew Sleighter, Portland native.
Yeah. I'm not native, but.
Oh, does native mean you were born there?
Yeah.
Oh, Portland resident. Hey,
wait, did you not know that?
I just didn't. I was talking too quickly. I didn't think about it. Of course, I knew that. I'm not an idiot. When did you move to Portland? Because did we move at the same time? Like I moved to Madison, you moved to Portland?
Yeah, I think you went to Madison before I went to Portland, but yeah, about almost 6 years ago is what I'm figuring out. So basically, we moved to Portland, then COVID hit 6 months later.
Yeah, we moved in I think July 2019. Ooh, we both got lucky.
I know, parallel lives.
I know it. Oh my god.
And you shaved your face.
Well, I didn't shave it. I put the wrong guard on.
But it's close enough where it looks like I can see through it to your real face.
To my face. And before we started recording, Andrew said, "No, I don't like it.
I don't like it. No, I just don't like change. But it does make you look young. You look like a little boy.
Yeah, you should see my penis.
Do you shave that too?
No, I was changing the subject.
You put the guard 1 too close to the guard on when you shaved your penis. But it's funny because I just don't like it when it's like when your dad shaves his mustache. My dad shaved his mustache one time. He had a mustache his entire life, and then just one day he showed up no mustache, and it was like, what the
Yeah, my uncle did that.
He committed though. He to this day never grew it back. So then it's like, oh, okay, and now you're used to it.
Okay, how long did it take you to get used to it?
I think 10 years or so.
How old were you when he shaved it?
Just a decade. I was that's a great question. I was probably in middle school or high school or something. I want to say. Yeah. Because no, it was definitely high school or college because everyone said he looked like Mike Holmgren. When the Seahawks got Mike Holmgren as our coach, everyone thought he looked like Mike Holmgren because of the mustache and everything. And maybe that's why he shaved it. He got tired of all the Mike Holmgren comparisons.
Oh, okay.
Do you know who Mike Holmgren is?
No, I don't. I'm just glad.
He was the guy. You know what? I took a shot thinking, okay, Johnny should know this one because he was the coach of the Green Bay Packers when Brett Favre was there. And they won the Super Bowl.
No, I don't. Coaches. I mean, if I don't know players, why would you think I would know coaches?
There's literally a street named after him in Green Bay.
What's it called? Holmgren?
Mike Holmgren. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't live in Green Bay.
It's Wisconsin, don't you drive
through?
Yeah,
you're right. I should know all this.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Holmgren.
No, but
Mike Ditka?
That's great, Johnny.
That was a coach for the Bears, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
The point is, and no one likes it when people change their look, but then Heidi's always doing something new with her hair. Every time she goes to the salon, she has this thing is she got to do it. She's like, I change it. I got to change it. So it'll be long. It'll be short. It'll be short. She'll grow it out.
Yeah.
And like what I
But that's
kind of
different.
want.
It's a face. A face is
No,
different,
it's
than
not
right?
that different though, because she always like, how do you look? Would you don't say if you like? And I was like, oh, I love it. I always, of course, I'm an idiot. I always love it. I always love it. But secretly, deep down, and this is great because we know she won't listen. But secretly, deep down,
Yeah.
I kind of want to just like make it look exactly like it looks before you go into the salon, because like I've just gotten used to that. That's what I like. Now I like this.
Yep.
And then she comes back with some crazy new thing. You're like, oh yeah, it looks so great, it looks beautiful. And then you have to like, I gotta get used to this. That's gonna take me a while.
Yeah, there's really no statute of limitations on that. It's very smart that you're not saying, because one time I thought enough time had passed, and I told Aaron, I was like, remember that haircut you had
Oh no.
at Patrick and Courtney's wedding? I loved it. Like, I think it was beautiful, but that's probably my least.
Oh,
like, if I had to pick a least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Well, I mean, she wasn't mad when I said, she's like, oh, really? Okay. But it comes up, it comes back up. Like,
oh, I guess I won't get my hair.
Yeah.
I guess I won't do that hairstyle. I mean, it is like objectively, you can look through old pictures of like every era of us.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure she has her favorites,
Yeah.
But I just would rather just like once I get used to it, I want to just keep that.
Yeah.
But variety is the spice of life or whatever. That's
what they say.
That's what they say.
My kids have seen me with short hair, long hair, no beard. Beard most of the time, but they have gone no beard a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a lot of looks.
Yeah. They're all out of laziness. I have long hair because it's just easy.
That's not true.
Oh, it is.
That's not true. It can't be easy to have long hair.
If I had hair the length of yours,
yeah,
it just poofs. It's like I would have to like this. You can just put it in a ponytail.
That is
like, I mean, I should brush it more than I do. I brush it. I don't brush it all the time. I should brush it. And that's the biggest complaint, is that Aaron's like, I don't mind you having long hair, but I'm sick of pulling it out of my butt crack and just finding it everywhere all over the floor.
I'm just imagining you at the end of the night, like Marsha Brady, just brushing your hair. You get your nightgown before you go to sleep. Just housing a Ben and Jerry's and brushing your hair. Does he like me? Does he like me not? Does he like me? Does he like me not? But it's got to be more work. Like what you just said, you got to brush it. You have to put a thing in it. You have to have a hair tie. You have to have paraphernalia.
Yeah, but when it's like short, my hair is so thick it just poofs, and it's
and you don't need gel.
Do anything with it.
I've gotten to the point where like it took me years to admit this.
Yes,
because this is such a stupid gender thing. Yes. But like boys use gel or paste or putty or you know what I mean? That's for boys to use and girls use hairspray. That's like how it's somehow they broke this down on gender lines. I don't know when they did it, but boys use the little tub of pomade.
Yeah, I used to use LA Lux gel.
And gel in the old days was like where your hair would be like turn into glass. Yes. Just like someone you fall down on the sidewalk and your hair just splinters into a million pieces. Like nobody walk over here. Someone get a vacuum. Johnny's hair's everywhere. You'll cut yourself.
Yeah.
But somehow hairspray became for girls and gels.
But so what are you getting at?
What I'm getting at, I finally, every once in a while, I would be like battling it using the pomade, but then it if I use too much, my hair looks like kind of greasy or sticky. But if I don't use enough, then it's always like my hair looks pathetic if I don't put like anything in it. It just like falls down. I look like because it's so thin.
Yeah.
Not thinning. I have a lot of hair. Don't get me wrong. But it's
No,
just
but you
thin.
have thin strands.
Fine. I have fine
hair. Yeah.
hair.
Yes.
So hairspray works just. And so then if I'm out of something or whatever, I'll just use the hairspray that's in the. Heidi always has like some hairspray.
You use girl stuff?
Yes. And it works a million times better. And so I just like, they have to make hairspray for boys. I mean, it's all the same shit. It just comes in a darker bottle.
Yeah, with a blue cap instead of a pink cap.
Yeah. And so I started using hairspray. I'm never going back. It's great. Once you decide,
that's what you and I should do. We should like liquid death for water, but we'll do it for hairspray. Like,
oh yeah, you got a
shit turd for your head.
Yeah, I'm doing this bit right now because Heidi keeps sending me links for clothes, and it's always like the tactical jacket, or these are combat pants, or whatever, and it's like she's like trying to send me to war or something. But like that's what everything is so aggressive. Yeah. So that's what you need. You just need to like. This is bullet spray.
Yeah. Yeah. Burn your face with hair fire.
Yeah, hair fire bullet spray.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, I'm a hairspray guy. I'm a hairspray guy. I'm a dry shampoo guy. But you just have to rebrand these things for idiot dudes.
Yep.
And because like I said, I already made my dry shampoo argument, but
yeah.
You didn't come here to hear me rehash my treatise on dry shampoo for men. That's not why anyone.
I think of you every time I see dry shampoo.
Yeah, it's funny how we do this, and then there's things I think of you all the time when I see, but then you always text me the double soap.
Yeah,
the bathrooms.
That one comes up a lot. I knew what you were talking about, but then when I see it, I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, and you get tricked, right?
Yeah.
You feel like a big idiot putting your hand under the one. There's nothing in there. God damn it.
Fucking lazy gas station owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say?
I have some, if you can't think of it, I do have something that I think you'll get a kick out of. So
we should let everyone know it's very late Johnny time, so we're going to keep this one short. So
it's very late.
We're going to just give you the meat and the potatoes.
This is the meat and potatoes. So Duncan has signed up for flag football all week. The 2 weeks leading up to his first practice, which was last Thursday. Aaron, my wife just kept being like, hey, they're sending out emails. Do you want to coach? Are you sure you don't want to coach? They need a coach. And I was like, babe, basketball, sure, I'll help out. I get it, but football, flag football, even like I don't know anything about it. Not gonna happen. Yeah. Sorry, I'd love to be Duncan's buddy and him having me be the coach. I am not qualified. I cannot do this. Like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So Thursday comes as his practice, and I'm like, oh, I'll take him. I'll take him and I'll walk him up because you don't know where we're going. There's a field, tons of people. So we walk up, go up to this guy, and he's like, hey, I gave him the name, Duncan Beener. He's like, oh, okay, I got him here. Hey, do you want to, would you be able to coach? Would you be able to be the coach? I was like, oh no, I'm just dropping him off. I don't know anything about football. He's like, well, we could help you out. Like, it's basic stuff. And I was like, I would love to, but I don't, and he was just like, well, right now we don't have anyone. So we need someone. And I was like, you don't have anyone. I was like, well, I could be a body, like to help out if you need like a hands. He's like, that's great. Okay, that'd be great. Here's a bag. He gave me a bag with cones, a ball, flag belt. He's like, those are the kids over there. You're the wolf pack. And then that's your field over there. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, all right, good luck. Thanks so much. I'm like, okay.
Who was this guy?
This guy was like in charge of the league, and he's coaching another team, but he's like got the binder with all the team. Like there were like 3 teams practicing. So I'm like, so I walk over, there's 8 kids, and I'm like, hey, have you guys played flag football before? and but 4 of them had played together. And then there's 3 other kids, and then there's this little girl, and she had played before, and I could tell just by her to me that she was like, oh my God, this fucking guy. I signed up
Right.
for football. I got enough challenges, and now I
Right.
got a fucking moron for a coach, whatever. And I'm like leaning on her, like, hey, because the boys are all being, they're all, can I be quarterback? I want to be the quarterback. This is what, hey, and I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
how do you do that? So I'm like, all right. They just start scrimmaging. They just start playing with, like, are you guys know what you're doing? Go ahead, play. And so I'm just like, I don't know anything about football. I don't know how you do defense. It's flag football. How do you play defense? You can't grab them,
Yeah.
whatever.
Pull their flags.
So then, yeah, but not if they don't have the ball. Like,
Yeah.
if you're a lineman, what do you do? Anyway, so then he comes over later and he's like, hey, here's a couple of, like, I clearly saw that it was just chaos.
Right.
Here's a couple of strategy, here's a couple of drills you could do if you wanted, have them run some patterns. And I was like, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what that means. He's like, well, you got your slant pattern, your curve or curl pattern or something.
Yeah.
And then there's the run, or whatever, the long one. I was like, okay. So I just had them do that. And then like defensive. And then at the end, he was like, all right, our team's going to scrimmage your team. So have some plays and lineups set up so that and I was just, and then he left, and I was like, guys, how many people? I'm asking the kids, how many people are on a field at a time? Because I didn't even know that. So that is whatever. I get through it.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he's like, oh, that's great. How was that? That was great. I was like, he's like, so do you think you'd be the coach? I was like, no, I would keep looking. I want you to keep. He's like, oh yeah, we'll keep looking, but yeah, but
well, they're not going to find anybody. He found it. He's done. First of all, he's got his patsy, because now he's like, he coaches a rival team, so he's not going to try and find a better coach that'll beat him. He's like, no, I got this idiot. It
like
doesn't know.
I don't think it's that. I don't think this guy's that competitive.
Oh, you're so naive. You should just really study up and become. Now, I read some book. It's one of those stupid books about it was either Malcolm Gladwell or somebody like Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah.
But it was like how this guy is from another country, and he came and he started coaching his girls' basketball team, and he didn't know anything about basketball. He didn't know the rules. He didn't know. So he just like read a couple books or whatever. But they were like, he became the greatest coach in the league because he didn't adhere to any of the like the norms of the league. So I think he was like a little more competitive than you're supposed to be, or like pressing full court all the time and doing stuff like kind of frowned upon, I guess. But he didn't even know he was like, why wouldn't you do that? It works, we win the game if we do that. And then also other things, I think, because he was like had this outside the box approach.
Yeah.
Because he'd never done it before.
Status.
Right. So maybe if you just read a couple books on the rules and just come at it with like Johnny Beaner, new fresh eyes, you'll become the greatest flag football coach of all time.
Well, let me ask you this. Did he have kind of a get me the fuck out of here attitude?
Dude, it's so funny because you're telling me this because I remember my dad coached our soccer team. And now looking back, it was probably the exact same story because he didn't know shit about soccer. He would show up in his suit from the bank. He'd just show up in his like banker's suit, and he just couldn't wait for it to be over. And he'd take us out to ice cream. Like we just go to like Baskin and Robbins or whatever. But he did not like know anything. And then I remember my friend Jason, like my best friend in the world, I think he like switched teams because he was like a real good athlete or whatever. Yeah. So he was like, I'm sure his parents were like, what the fuck? No way. We can't have him. So he joined some pay league or something. But is that why they don't have a coach? Because is this just like a free community?
It's not free. It was like 250 or but it's like MSCR. It's like Madison Country and Recreation League. You pay.
What are you paying for? There's no coach. You have to work.
That's the thing, is there was like 2 moms and a grandpa sitting in lawn chairs watching, and I'm just like, I hope that you at least saw this induction ceremony before you watch me fucking coach your kid,
Yeah.
because I don't know. I'm not
'Cause
claiming
they're
to
gonna
know
want their
shit.
money back.
Oh my
Like
god.
Ginger's in this like soccer shots, right? Is what they call it here.
Yeah.
Because my parents kept being like, "Well, isn't there free community like free soccer?" I'm like, I don't, maybe, but I have not heard of that. And the soccer shots, it's not that expensive,
Yeah.
and you get a little jersey or whatever. But then the coaches are like, there's 2 coaches for like 10 kids,
Yeah.
and they're really like, you can tell they know a lot about soccer and they know like moves. And I mean, she's not absorbed. Like today we took her and there's flowers now growing in the grass, like dandelions, but then these little white ones too.
Yeah.
That's too much for her. She gets so distracted by the flow. So like she'll literally just stop. She's like in an individual drill, not even in a scrimmage, just in a drill where she's supposed to dribble it down and score a goal. She'll like get halfway and stop and start picking up flowers and tying them together. And it's like,
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
but anyway, so but I was like impressed. I was like, okay. And I would rather pay to have someone who knows a little bit about soccer and is good with kids, obviously does it all day long, every day, 5 days a week. Like they know how to handle the kids, they know how to keep their attention. Or just me or some other dad or mom doing it who's like doesn't really want to be, and they're just doing it out of a sense of obligation or whatever.
So this is like the worst of both worlds, where they're paying and their coach is a moron.
Yeah, your situation sounds bad.
I never saw the Bad News Bears. Is the coach an idiot, or does he just have a terrible?
No, the coach does know a lot about baseball. He's in fact, he's like overqualified, but he's also a drunk and bad. He's like a
bad.
He doesn't even have kids. I don't think. He's just like they had to find someone to coach the team.
Oh, so he's
knew something about baseball. So they got this guy. He might be an ex-ball player or something. And then it's hilarious. It's great. Oh, you should watch that movie. It's so funny. Both of them. The remake's good. It's one of the rare ones where the remake's pretty good too.
Who's in the remake?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, okay. And the Walter Matthau was the original?
Yeah, Walter Matthau. Both of those. That's like, obviously you can't beat the original, but the remake's not bad.
Okay.
But yeah, that's tough, dude. But I would say, the only thing I would say is my experience, you are the coach now. He will not be finding anyone else. He will not be trying to find anyone else.
Well, then this week I got to be like, hey, just a heads up, next week I'm out of town, so I don't know.
Yeah, you got to start doing that every week. Just book gigs aggressively for
Thursdays,
or just really lean in and get like super good at it.
It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Flag football is kind of like basketball. I mean, you're just like guarding someone even when they don't have the ball. So, you're guarding them, trying to prevent them from getting a pass. You're trying to steal it, get an interception.
Yeah.
And then it's just, there's no tackling,
I feel anxiety, like you said with your buddy that switched teams. Like if these kids, like they have parents that are driven, or they're like, hey, I really love football. I want to this is a good opportunity to grow. And like, nope, this is a year off of learning anything. Right. This is you playing with your friends at the park every Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, but like worst case scenario, what are they going to go become professional flag football players or get a scholarship to Harvard as a flag football? Like,
no,
no, not these kids. But I'm saying even under the best coaching, like what,
Yeah.
So like they're outside, they're not playing Nintendo, they're running around. Who gives a shit?
I'm going to get a t-shirt made that just says, I didn't want to be coach. Just so people don't look at me and be like, you're a terrible coach. Hey, not my call. It's that guy over there with the binder.
That is so funny. You just walk up. I could be a body. Great. Because we have no other bodies. You're somebody. Because right now we have no body.
We have no body, and you're saying you have a body.
You
And we
have a
can
body.
live
You are a body. You're a body. Then you're somebody because we have nobody.
and that's better than nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like. How many other teams were out there at the same time?
I don't know. There was some playing soccer. There was some. I mean,
Okay.
it was very crowded.
Well, because I was like, why didn't they just fold this team into like the other teams? You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
that did have coaches, but
So I think we have 8 players.
see, I don't even know how many kids play flag football at one time.
It's
Like,
5 on a field,
on a
quarterback,
field.
and the kids are like, "Oh, I want to be a tight end. I'm a tight end." I'm like, "Hey, I don't know what that tight end does. Great. I just know there's a runner and a wide receiver."
Yeah.
Uh,
But I mean, like a tight end is just and flag football is just another wide receiver. I feel like.
Yeah, I found that out.
There's no blocking.
Practice. I looked it up.
Oh, you looked it up. Okay, great.
And I also thought like, oh well, at least Duncan will be like, oh, this is my dad. Yeah, that's cool. My dad's the coach. And like halfway through practice, I was like, or when the scrimmage started, I was like, all right, you guys are in for offense. And Duncan looked at me all mad. He's like, Dad, what? He was just in. Like he was like pissed at me for and I'm like,
it never looks
this.
It never looks good. Anytime I've been around or seen the parent coach kid dynamic always seems stressful and tough. And then like Tom Simmons jokes about it because he was a coach of his kid. He's like a very serious baseball guy, and his kid was a very serious baseball player. And he's like, you're always like way tougher on your own kid. You know, so he's like one kid would go up there and I think his bit is like one kid goes up and strikes out. It's like, it's okay, Johnny, just keep your eye on the ball. It'll be fine. You'll get it next time. And then his kid's up there is like, what are you swinging at that, you piece of shit? Because you like actually care.
You're eating in the car tonight.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should get to topics because we said we're gonna keep it short. So
all right. You go first while I try to
while you try to think of one. That was pretty. I mean, your topic could be don't make me a coach. Oh, what I was gonna say is that that's not the direction I thought when you said Duncan was disappointed. I didn't think you were gonna go that he was mad you didn't put him in an offense or whatever. I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, because there's nothing kids like more than seeing their parents fail. Or having like
embarrassed of me.
Your dad is supposed to be your hero, you know, who knows everything. It's like, you know, and then you get thrust into this situation where you have no knowledge base. It's not.
I like overhear him telling the other kids, "No, he's not my dad. That's just."
No, I swear he does know about other stuff. Like he's good. This just isn't his thing. But he's like a comedian. He can mow the lawn. He's like a real dad. Trust me. It's just this happens to be one weird thing.
This is like his.
It's just bad luck. Okay. I got a topic. This is a stupid one, but so I got Heidi's in Los Angeles right now. Oh, really quick before I get to my topic.
Yes.
But you've had this before. We've had this discussion before how like, so I've got Ginger by myself and where you've hinted, see, I would never say this out loud, where you've hinted that it's actually kind of like easier.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that came up with the neighbors the other day and the other men have been saying this in our neighbor, other dads say like,
they agree with me.
What? They agree with you. They're like, it's kind of easier. What is that? Why is it? Because I kind of agree.
I'll tell you what it is. It's because when all of us are together and I'm trying to parent, I'm not parenting like, okay, this is what I do. I'm parenting like, okay, is this how how does Aaron want to parent? And I'm trying to please her.
I see.
And whereas when she's gone, it's like, oh, well, I'm just going to parent where we're all happy and do my best to keep them safe and
Yes.
eat healthy. And of course, they're going to eat Culver's, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
I the other thing I was thinking was like when I say like a schedule thing, I think a lot of it's schedule. A lot of it's like we're gonna start this, we're gonna eat now, we're gonna go leave now, we're gonna go here, and then we're gonna go here. And there's no one else you have to like negotiate the schedule with.
Yeah.
So like if Heidi's here, then it's like, well, no, I need to be here by then, or no, I don't want to go yet, or we don't have to do that. Do this fat, So
Yeah.
I'm just have complete control of this. I think that's a lot of it. But yeah,
And
it's
if
weird
you forget your
dynamic.
water, if you forget their waters, there's sunscreens.
Right. Because she'll bitch at me. She'll be like, I'll be like, come on, let's go. And she's like, well, see, you would have forgot, because she'll take her forever to get out of the house. But you would have forgot this, and this. And be like, yeah, but then who cares?
Yeah, then we wouldn't have had it, and we would have been fine.
Yeah. But then I don't know. But anyway, so I'm cruising through it right now. No problems. I should knock on wood. Yeah. Okay, but this is so Heidi's super dad over here. Heidi's in Los Angeles, and but I booked the flight using miles, and so I got this message from Alaska Airlines before her flight that, hey, your flight's oversold, whatever. Would you like to change it? Your flight plan, if your flight plans are scheduled, would you like to change it? In exchange, we'll give you $20.
$20,
which is like so. Like, are you? That's so insulting.
Oh,
it is the lowest lowball offer I've ever heard of in my life, and it wasn't like change your flight by like an hour. It was like days difference. So like, who's accepting that? Who do they imagine accepts that offer where they're like, well, this would ruin our vacation, but we could really use $20.
We could get 3 t-shirts at that souvenir shop.
I was like, to it, and then I was like, but it's an airline, it's a flight, it's a plane trip.
Yeah.
$20. Do they know who it's not a bus trip. It's not like you're like changing. You're not offering to someone $20 to not get on a Greyhound bus.
Yeah,
you might get some flyers on that. So I think the government should step in and mandate there should be like a minimum payoff, because this is embarrassing. $20 is embarrassing.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
If anyone took that, like, I guess they're offering it because they think someone's taking it, and maybe someone did take it. I don't know. But if anyone did, that is a shame on you. Shame on you. So I think the government should get involved, and they should mandate a minimum number. And I was like, how would they do this? And I was like, it's got to be a percentage of the ticket price. So like, because that will constantly change over time. Tickets will get more expensive or whatever, inflation. So you just say it's 50% of what you bought the ticket for is the minimum that they have to start with their offer on how to. So if you said, so it'd be like $100 or $200, depending on what you paid for the flight. What do you think about that?
I think that's great.
That's fair, right? That's because this is ridiculous. It's just like you're wasting everyone's time with this $20.
I've never heard it under 100. I've been in a terminal where they start out and they're like, oh, it's oversold. We got $100
voucher. Terminal, nobody goes. Real. Yeah.
And then they up it and they're like, all right, $200. And like, we're all looking at each other like, well, they're fucked.
Yeah.
And we kind of knew like, don't take it because it's going to keep going up. And then it got to like 400, 500. And then people are like, all right. And then they start moving. It was like,
yeah,
come on.
I know. And the arrogance they always have, like, I like these, like, that's the thing. If I worked at the airline, I'm not like, do you get a percentage for how low you keep? I would be like, I would just immediately go, all right, $400. No, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, here's
8. I don't want to deal with this, like stress myself out for the next 45 minutes, hoping somebody caves. Yeah. What are you, some super negotiator? You're just trying to get people on a flight. Anyway, all right, you back me up.
I'll back you up.
What do you need backup on, Johnny?
All right, so I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you what I'm going through, what my weekend was, and maybe you can decipher to see if there's some sort of topic out of this. So, Aaron wanted wallpaper for our bathroom on an accent wall, just an accent wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so she got this swatch, this sample swatch. I was like, okay, whatever. It's like a peel. You stick it right on, and it just stays. And it's like you can take it off, move it, put it back. So I'm like, so she gets it. I'm like, all right, yeah, this whatever pattern. She gets $200 worth, like the full size, the roll that's going to do the thing.
Yeah.
And it shows up, and I'm like, hey, I don't think this is going to stick to the wall now that I think about it, because like our walls are textured, and Duncan has that Tyreek Hill fat head, and it just keeps falling off.
And
so I'm like, I don't think this is going to stick on texture. So we look it up, and it's like, yeah, these don't stick on textured. So I'm like, I'm not sanding down the wall. That sounds like an absolute nightmare. I have to get an electric sander. So I go to Home Depot. She finds this bottle of on like Amazon. It's like, you smear this on the wall and it makes it smooth. So I go to, Home Depot, and I'm showing people on my phone, hey, this smooth be gone or whatever, And the guy's like, no. That's shit. That's not going to work. That's cheap. Here's what you got to do. So he takes me to he gets me this giant bucket that's like it's a mixture for sheetrock. He's like, you're going to get an empty bucket, put half of this in there, add 2.5 cups of water. You're going to need it. You got a mixer, like a drill bit mixer. So he sells me this mixer drill bit. He's like, don't mix it any less than 5-10 minutes. And then you're just going to coat that on. He sold me all these tools, this smoothie thing. So I put it on. I put it. And I mean, it was terrible. It's a nightmare, and it's awful. But so I did it, and then the next day it's dry. You have to let it dry for 24 hours. Sanded it to kind of get rid of the creases and like the unsmooth areas.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is good. And I'm like, wait a minute. Every time I touch the wall, it's just like chalk on my hand. Like it's just chalk on my hand. Like it's just chalky. I'm like, it's not going to stick to this. So I put the thing on just to see, and just, of course, an hour later just falls off. I'm like, I think you have to paint. You have to paint this. So then I'm like, can you look it up? So I'm like looking it up, and I told her to look up the directions. She's like, oh, there's two kinds. There's two kinds. You can get the peel and stick that doesn't work on textured wall, but they also have this other one that like does work for textured walls. I was like, okay, well, I don't even want to think about that. We are past that point.
Right.
So we're going to have to paint it. And I just know, not to be a negative, you're supposed to put positivity out there. I have a hunch. I'm going to put it up. The next morning, I'm going to see that it fell off the wall, and I'm going to murder my family and then kill myself. So I guess my topic is,
well,
don't
first of all
make home improvements.
I'm shocked that they recommended you. So you basically sounded like you plastered the wall.
Yeah, it's sheetrock, I think.
Yeah, but you mixed it's like the stuff it's like the mud that you would do to sheetrock. So it's like,
yes,
to have no gaps in the drywall.
Yep,
that stuff. I'm surprised they had you do that when I've seen a million videos of them like scraping the texture off a wall. It doesn't look that difficult if it's just one wall,
Yeah, and it's not a giant wall. I mean, it's what, 8 by 6, maybe 8 by 5.
Yeah, but okay, so you did it, but painting it won't be hard. Like I was thinking, he's gonna have to paint it, but
we'll just have to prime it.
Primer, you just prime it. It'll be cheap, and you don't even have to do that good of a job. You don't have to perfect on the corners or whatever, because
just make it so it's not chalky.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're almost home. I think you're gonna do it. It's gonna work. And you know what? Every time you look at that beautiful wallpaper that is going to
I hope so.
really justify all of the effort and expense, you'll go, you know what? It's better this way because I put so much effort into it.
I hope you're right. It costs like what? I think it was like $150 for the wallpaper roll to have that much.
Yeah.
But then I came home from Home Depot and I was like,
I know.
I think it was like $90 of shit to turn this wall so we could put it up. Now we're gonna have to get paint, primer.
Dude, I painted, but like the effort behind it, you'll know. No one else will know. No one else will know. No one will come over and be like, "Wow, Johnny, I was in your bathroom and it looked like you must have really worked hard to put that wallpaper up." No one's ever going to say that. But the part I would be most nervous about is the actual putting up of the wallpaper.
Yeah, I'm dreading that too.
Because
of course.
Because I was like, if you get one, when you're like putting tape down or anything, and if you get one thing off and you get like a weird bubble in it or a line, or you gotta cut it perfectly.
Or if it's like a half an inch off, like not straight.
Yeah, and then it
doesn't line up.
Yeah. That would scare the shit out of me. I told Heidi, because Heidi wanted to do wallpaper, and I was like, no, I don't. I was like, I can paint, but I don't do wallpaper. And
I wish I would have said that to Aaron. Oh yeah, I don't do that. I don't do that, babe. We don't.
That probably worked as well as saying I'm not a flag football coach.
Yeah. You say you don't do that, but I see you have two hands. So
I think what you need backup on is wallpaper sucks. Paint's great. Wallpaper sucks.
I do agree with that. And they're trying to make it easy. Hey, it's a big sticker. Like you don't have to you don't have to do the water and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, but still.
Yeah. Because there's probably like not even, I bet it's like, wonder how many people you even are out there doing wallpaper like the old fashioned way who are good at it,
Yeah.
I bet they charge a lot.
I don't know. I started making another video. I made my door repair home video.
Yeah.
I started doing one for this project.
Oh, that's good.
I have not
finished
content
out of it.
Huh?
Get some content out of it.
Exactly. Gotta get content everywhere. But they say you have to let the primer. You have to go wait 4 weeks after putting the primer on before putting the wallpaper up to make sure it's cured properly.
Wow.
Primer
dries in like 10 minutes. I just painted these benches in the back. It was a real pain in the ass. And then it's like by the time I got like to one side of the bench, like it already dried on the other side, Yeah, primer dries really fast. But they really say 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What's happening in like the third week?
I don't know.
What I mean? How much drier can paint get?
I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? If I put it up after 3.5 weeks and it starts bubbling,
you'll feel like
I will have no.
Yeah. Wait the 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of a blessing. It's like hey, you want to procrastinate on this for a month?
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
All right.
Wallpaper
sucks. That's the official
wallpaper sucks.
topic.
That's my topic.
That's the official topic. I'm backing you up. I'm also scared of wallpaper. I'm excited to hear how this goes in 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And
episode 265 for the conclusion.
All right, buddy. You got any shows you want to plug?
All right. Yeah, I am in Delafield, Wisconsin on the 10th, this Saturday the 10th. That's at the Okachi American Legion Post. Gonna be fun.
All right. Check that out. It's all cruises for me in May, so don't worry about that. June, I'm gonna be in Salem, Oregon at the Infinity Room. So if you're in Salem, Oregon's capital, a little trivia for you. And at the Infinity Room on, did I say the date already? I don't think I did. June 13th.
June 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to wear a Freddy mask?
No. Anyway, thanks. Thanks for listening, everybody. Too.
The Cavalry.
Cavalry.